welcome to the first module of the unit devoted to Celia Hoyles in the ICMI Awardees Multimedia Online Resources Project, ICMI Amor. In this module, number 0, we will cover some aspects of Celia's career path and background with an emphasis on how Celia's background and experiences shape crucial contributions to the understanding of mathematics education and of mathematics in use. Celia Hoyles received the first Hans Freudenthal Award in 2003 in recognition of her major cumulative program of research. Why is Celia important to mathematics education research and practice? One aspect of her work that was particularly recognized was her outstanding contribution to research in the domain of digital technologies and mathematics education. Since then, Celia's research has continued and her reputation as a scholar has grown even more. In 2005, at the occasion of the centennial of Hans Freudenthal's birth, Arthur Bacher interviewed Celia, where she recalled how her regular attendance at PME conferences over the years had been central to her development. The chance to meet people and hear the leading thinkers at that time. She had a vivid image of Freudenthal with his bow tie at the plenary session at the PME conference in 1983. She could remember the incredible discussion between him and Ephraim Fishman. Celia valued how Freudenthal had given learners a voice in his thinking, which highlights an important feature of Celia Hoyles' trajectory of work as well. She has produced key theoretical advances while conducting field-based projects that listen to the participants, children and teachers in schools and classrooms, and adults in workplaces. But how was Celia in her earlier years? Well, Celia was born one Saturday, 18 May 1946, in a small town in the county of Essex, England, the greatest place in the world in Charles Dickens' wars. Celia was the youngest of 3 daughters. She joined her sisters at Lowton County High School for Girls, where she continued to enjoy mathematics and was a high-achieving student. Celia would say by then that she was lucky in that she had excellent teachers who not only emphasized the systematic nature of mathematics, but also inspired their pupils with the applications and wonder of mathematics. They were a tennis family, and Celia joined with her sister Jane to represent the school in the Aberdeen Cup on more than one occasion, even serving as the school tennis captain in 1964. In 1967, Celia graduated in honours mathematics at the University of Manchester. She had many stimulating encounters there, most notably with one of her tutors, David Fowler, a mathematician who loved the history of mathematical ideas, having considerable influence. Celia started receiving prizes early in her life. That year she was awarded the Dalton Prize for the best first-class degree in mathematics. This was a prestigious prize established after the name of John Dalton, who had taught maths at the New College in Manchester many decades ago. After graduating in mathematics, Celia decided to become a secondary school teacher and taught mathematics in the East End of London from 1967 until 1972. As she would say, she needed to find a way to combine her love for the mathematics with her need to communicate this love while still learning and exploring mathematics. For her, the answer was to teach. Those years of school teaching often led her to rethink her own mathematics and ask herself why she did certain routines and procedures the way she did, and why so many did not appreciate mathematics at all, even feared and hated it. Celia began studying education first for a postgraduate certificate in education in the evenings after teaching, and followed again by evening study with a master's degree in education with a dissertation that focused on the mediation of affect in school mathematics learning at what was then Chelsea College, University of London. She finished the PGCE, a master's with distinction, in 1971 and 1973. In 1972, she left school teaching to become senior lecturer, then principal lecturer at the Polytechnic of North London, later University of North London, and then London Metropolitan University, where Celia first led a year-long course to convert teachers of other subjects into mathematics specialists. She started her doctorate in mathematics education again at Chelsea College, University of London in 1975 and completed her PhD in 1980 with a dissertation titled Factors in School Learning, the Pupil's View, study with particular reference to mathematics. The emerging paper, The Pupil's View of Mathematics Learning, appeared in Educational Studies in Mathematics in 1982. The negative feelings towards mathematics expressed by the students in this research left an indelible mark on Celia's perception of mathematics education and shaped her career and mission to try to make interactions with the subject more positive through teaching and especially through the use of digital technologies. In 1984, Celia became professor of mathematics education at the Institute of Education in University of London. The title for her inaugural lecture was Culture and Computers in the Mathematics Classroom. She would also later serve as Dean of Research there for some years alongside teaching postgraduate courses, supervising doctoral students and embarking on various research projects. The first being one started in her previous position, the Logo Mathematics Project, funded by the Leverhulme Trust from 1983 to 1986. In this project, she began to explore the potential of logo programming in the learning of mathematics in collaboration with Rosamund Sutherland, culminating in the publication of a co-author book, Logo Mathematics in the Classroom, in 1992. Celia became an international respected and lead researcher in the area of digital technology and mathematics education. She co-edited with Richard Knowles in 1992 Learning Mathematics and Logo, and this was the start of their major collaboration for the next 30 years or so. They edited a book together, Learning Mathematics and Logo, and together with Andrea Di Sessa, another book, Computers for Exploratory Learning. Richard and Celia wrote Windows on Mathematical Meanings, Learning Cultures and Computers, which would inspire major theoretical advances in the field, such as with the constructs of webbing, microwalls, and situated abstraction. From the mid-90s, Celia's research, usually in collaboration, integrated the new possibilities of mathematics teaching and learning offered by technologies, as well as elaborating the new relationships learners developed with the technologies. Since the Microwalls project that focused on teachers using computers in mathematics, a joint research project with Richard Knowles and Ross Sutherland, she co-directed many further projects. For example, two funded by the European Union, the Playground project from 1998 to 2001, in which children from different countries designed, built and shared their own video games, followed from 2001 to 2003 by the Web Labs project, aiming to design new representational infrastructures for e-learning in virtual laboratories where children in different countries built and explored mathematical and scientific ideas together, collaboratively, and at a distance. As an international leader in the area of technology and mathematics education, the ICMI Executive Committee appointed her as co-chair, together with Jean-Baptiste Lagrange, of the 70th ICMI study, which took this as its theme. The study conference took place in Hanoi, Vietnam, in December 2006, and the volume that followed, Mathematics, Education and Technology, Rethinking the Terrain, was published in 2010. Celia has always celebrated the legacy of Seymour Papert and his crucial influence on her work. The use of Papert's Logo computer programming language in the mathematics curriculum was key in the development of more pupil-centered approaches to mathematics meaning-making and learning through classroom discussion and reflective experimentation. Celia was co-organizer of PME10 in London in 1986, to which she invited Papert to give a keynote lecture. 20 years later, she again invited Papert to be a plenary speaker, this time at the 17th ICMI Study Conference on Mathematics, Education and Technology held in Hanoi. In connection and simultaneously with the focus on technologies, Celia was involved in two other strands of research. One of these being the mathematics used at workplaces, an interest which was started with a project modeling the mathematics of banking that involved investigating the day-to-day work of intermediate middle-range bank employees by shadowing them at work, interviewing them and documenting what they did and why. One notable finding was that they often saw graphs as pictures of numbers rather than graphical representations of functional relationships. Celia and colleagues used this experience with the bank employees to analyze the development of mathematical meanings in workplaces more generally, as well as trace the dialectic between concrete and abstract thinking. This formed part of her next project, also with Richard Knowles, but this time together with Arthur Baker and Philip Kent, Techno-Mathematical Literacies in the Workplace from 2003 to 2006, which investigated the practices of employees in a variety of workplaces: sales agents, customer inquiry agents in service industry, team leaders in manufacturing. As a result, they coined the phrase techno-mathematical literacies to capture what the workers had to master to be successful in their jobs. In connection and again simultaneously with the focus on technologies and mathematics in use at work, Celia was involved in another strand of research around tracing the factors in and development of mathematical reasoning and proof among high school students. The first project, Justifying and Proving in School Mathematics, was undertaken between 1995 and 1998 together with Lulu Helly and was followed in 1999 up to 2003 by a longitudinal study of mathematical reasoning with Dietmar Kuschmann. These were large-scale mixed method projects in contrast with the design research used when investigating digital technologies. Important results open a window on secondary school students' conceptions of proof, the algebraic and empirical arguments they made, along with the correct mathematical proofs successful students presented using everyday language rather than algebra. Another early source of inspiration was being invited to be a member of the international group BACOMET. The concept of BACOMET, Basic Components of Mathematics Education for Teaching, concerned the elaboration of mathematics education as a discipline to teacher education and culminated in several edited volumes, one co-edited by Celia along with Jeremy Kilpatrick and Ole Scott-Mose, and published in 2005 by Springer, Meaning in Mathematics Education. This group and its collaborative way of working was formative in shaping Celia's theoretical ideas as well as supporting her engagement with the role of the teacher and teacher education. Celia was a member of the ICMI Executive Group between 2007 and 2009, during the years of Michel Artig's presidency and Jill Adler and Bill Barton in the two vice presidencies. In the middle of this term, the symposium on the occasion of the centennial of ICMI took place in Rome, where Celia and Jean-Baptiste Lagrange presented work linked to the 17th ICMI study. Celia has delivered a large number of keynotes across the world. Maybe the most relevant to mention here are the keynotes to the International Group for the Psychology of Mathematics, PME16, in 1992 in Durham, USA, to the first ICMI East Asia Regional Conference on Mathematics Education in Korea, National University of Education, in 1998, and to the International Congress on Mathematical Education in Monterrey, Mexico in 2008. She also co-hosted with Leon Burton PME 10 in London in 1986. She has been an invited visiting scholar at the universities of Auckland, New Zealand, Melbourne, Australia, and the National Institute of Education, Singapore. She was also a distinguished visitor of the Center for Research in Mathematics and Science Education at San Diego State University, and others. Moreover, she was honored with the Kanota Distinguished Visiting Fellowship in Mathematics Education at the University of Hong Kong. Celia has been awarded various honorary degrees from the University of Bath, Sheffield Hallam University, Loughborough University, and the Open University, to say a few. She was also the first recipient in 2011 of the prestigious Royal Society Catley Education Medal in recognition of a distinguished contribution to science and mathematics education. She continued to work tirelessly to improve communication in mathematics, and in 2016, Celia was granted the Suffrage Science Award for Communications in acknowledgement of her scientific achievements and ability to inspire others. She was selected for this award mainly for what she had managed to do to support women and others who have not had access to mathematics, one of her passions. Celia was given a beautiful brooch that she passed on to the next awardee 2 years later, similarly to how the suffragists actually passed on the mantle to multiply and grow. As well as research, Celia worked alongside mathematicians and teachers in policy making, leading to her election as chair of the Joint Mathematical Council of the UK in October 1999. She also became a founding member of the Advisory Committee on Mathematics Education that speaks for the whole of the mathematics community to the government on policy matters related to mathematics from primary to higher education. In 2002, she played a major role in this committee first report to the government on the continuing professional development of teachers of mathematics, and contributed to comprehensive review of mathematics school curricula in the UK. Later, from 2004 to 2007, Celia served as the UK government's chief advisor for mathematics. Education Secretary Charles Clarke would say the appointment of Celia was critical to revitalizing mathematics education. Following her responsibility as chief advisor, Celia was appointed the first director of the National Center for Excellence in the Teaching of Mathematics, an institution set up to improve mathematics teaching in England and mathematics teachers' professional development needs. She served from 2007 to 2013. Another milestone in her career path came in 2014 when Celia was elected as president of the Institute of Mathematics and its Applications, a learned mathematics society in the UK. She continues to be an ICMI Fellow as well as holding the designation of Chartered Mathematician. In recognition of her service to mathematics, Celia was made an officer of the Order of the British Empire in 2004 and as a long-term example to others. In 2014, she was awarded Dam Commander of the British Empire for her continuing major contributions over a long time. So after all this, is there something that can be added? Well, yes, Celia co-presented on a popular TV series of programs for 4 years, Fun and Games, reaching over 10 million viewers. With her commitment to popularizing the social view of mathematics, Module 0 ends. I highly recommend watching all the modules in this unit. Celia Hoyles belongs to that special breed of mathematics educators who, even while engaging with theoretical questions, do not lose sight of practice, and reciprocally, while engaged in advancing practice, do not forget the lesson they have learned from theory and from empirical research. Her commitment to the improvement of mathematics education in her country and beyond can be felt in every detail of her multifaceted, diverse professional activity. Her enthusiasm and ambition are universally admired by those who have been in direct contact with her. Me too. It is thanks to people like Celia with a clear sense of mission and the ability to build bridges between research and practice while contributing to both that the community of mathematics education has acquired over the years a better defined identity. You may like to listen to the lovely radio interview with her in 2012. Celia was at Australia at the invitation of the Australian Mathematics Science Institute. They set up an interview on ABC and then prodded ABC to get this link from their archives. Enjoy, and thanks.